Hello, welcome to DPH280, that's Photography Portfolio. My name is Michael Barath. I will be the instructor for this class. When you log on to Blackboard and you open up this course, the Start Here page will open. This page has a lot of very important information which I would like to go over right now. I want to talk about the course in general. I have to be honest with you and tell you that this is going to be an enormous amount of work for you. But it's going to be different than any photography class you've ever had here. Rather than an instructor presenting you with information and then you going out to practice that information, this course is designed to use your skills that you've already developed to look more into yourself and to come up with a portfolio that you can present to prospective clients. The course focuses on three main areas. The first is research. There are plenty of assignments on here where you will be asked to research different aspects of creating a portfolio. The second is a group of shooting assignments. You will have to do additional shooting throughout the semester in order to fill in the gaps of your developing portfolio. And the third is probably the hardest one of all because it involves introspection. It involves you looking at yourself, what your weaknesses, what your strengths are, where your interests lie, and trying to delve into the things that are important to you, things that are not all the time we don't really know much about. One other thing that will be very different about this course is that all 16 weeks have their assignments open. So you can look at future assignments and you can start working on them now if you want to. Be very aware, however, that all assignments do have due dates, and once those due dates have passed, grades will be reduced or you'll get a 0 if you're too late turning them in. Let's go down to Welcome and you'll find a little bit about me. Here's my college email address. You can also get in touch with me through the messaging system on Blackboard. I've given you my phone number, but I'm asking you please text me before you do anything to let me know you want to call me. It's important for me to tell you that I am not a professional photographer in that I do not earn the bulk of my living via photography. However, I have a very professional attitude and I earn a really nice bit of money with photography. I've also included a link to my website if you want to take a look at the kind of photos that I do. Let's go back to Start Here. Let's go down and look at the syllabus. As I said earlier, I'm an adjunct, so I don't have an office, but I will make arrangements to meet you if it's absolutely necessary. The textbook, No Plastic Sleeves by Larry Volk, is required. Now, I always have students ask, do I really need to buy it? And the thing is that I choose books that you can use as a reference even years later, and this is one of those books. Also required is a digital SLR or mirrorless camera, and it would really be helpful if you had knowledge of Lightroom or Photoshop. Grading for this assignment is broken down into 4 categories for this course. Assignments, which are worth 40% of the grade. Again, those will be delivered of a couple each week. There are projects, which are more in-depth assignments, 25%, a final portfolio, which will be either a book or prints, and that's worth 25%, and then participation, where you will interact with other students in the course. It's important to point out also that you must take the photos for this course within this semester. There's only one exception, and that's one assignment where you go back and look at some of your previous photos. But all photos taken must be taken by you and must be taken within this semester. There are no exams, but there are plenty of assignments and projects, and each has a due date. If you are a week late with an assignment or project, you will receive a 0, and scores will be reduced for every day that you are late up to that week. If you wonder about how I grade assignments, there are some questions that I always ask and things that I look for when I'm going through the grades. Take a moment to read some of this other stuff. There is information about where you can find tutoring assistance, how to find the digital library, etc. And then finally down here is the withdrawal date. Please don't just stop logging on here, because if you do, I have to give you an F. If you find that this is too much for you and you need to drop the course, simply don't stop logging on. Formally withdraw, and this is the withdrawal date right here. The next to last page is the calendar. This will show you when all the assignments are going to be open, or they're all open, but when they're officially open. And then last is a rubric, which is a general way that I grade the assignments. After reviewing the portfolio, there's a quiz for you to take with some just very basic information that you can find in the portfolio. This is the required textbook, again, No Plastic Sleeves by Larry Volk, and again, yes, you do need it. Talk about expectations. Here's my philosophy of learning. I think it's my responsibility to give you as much information as I possibly can, and to make that information as palatable as possible and as accessible as possible. Besides the information, I like to give you resources where you can go to look for things that I haven't given you, if you have more curiosity about something. And I'll bend over backwards to help you if I can. On the other hand, you need to meet me halfway. It's up to you to take that information that you're given and run with it. To push yourself further, to try to do as best as you possibly can. That's your responsibility. If you look in here, there are also some bullet points about what it means to take an online class. And I have to tell you that taking a class online, you need a lot more self-motivation and self-discipline than you do when you're in a face-to-face class. The rest of the folders here give you information about where you can look to find things that you need to know. Netiquette guidelines, for example, show you guidelines that you should follow when you are taking an online course. Student resources website, this opens up another page where you can find resources that are going to be very helpful to you as a student. Blackboard Basics has some basic information for you to follow on how to use Blackboard. So there are a lot of resources on here that you can access to help you with your online course. A couple of other little things I want to show you. If you click on Lessons, you'll see all the lessons here. All 16 weeks, as I said, are open at once. But let me remind you that each assignment has a due date. So please keep that in mind. If you want to know when assignments are due, come down here, click on Course Calendar, and the due dates will appear on here. So you have an idea by looking at this when all of your assignments are due. So that's a basic introduction, and I will send announcements here that you will see when that is when I have something important to tell the whole class. So again, if you have questions or problems, please contact me. I'm here to help you and to make this as accessible to you as possible. Thank you.